If you're looking for over $15,000 in business funding with Navy Federal, then you need to watch this video till the end, because we're going to go through a step-by-step sequence to getting all of their business credit products in the right fashion to help you get the approvals that you're looking for. We're going to cover the relationship moves, personal targets, and also the timing when it comes to everything, because that is super important. So what I want you to do is go grab your pen and paper, and without further ado, let's dive in. All right, ladies and gents, business owners who's ever watching this, right now we're going to look at the bigger picture. And what I mean by that is how Navy Federal actually thinks when it comes to getting you either approved or denied. Because unlike what most people think, most banks judge your business by, well, your business. But Navy Federal is a tad bit different. Let me explain. They're actually going to look at you before anything else. First, they're going to look at your personal relationship and then your personal credit report. So before they, again, look at any type of EIN, articles of organization, you need to make sure that this is cleaned up, okay? Because think of it like a teacher who already knows that you're a great student. When they see your name on a test, an exam, or anything like that, they're already rooting for you. They already know this person is going to kill it. This person always makes a 90. This person always makes a A on their report, the B on the report. So I'm not even worried. I'm not even stressed about it. So me just grading it is just a plus. So that's the same thing that Navy Federal is going to do for you when it comes to building trust with them. They're going to start on the personal side before they get to the business side. Okay, so I'm going to give you some breakdowns in a moment of how you need to structure everything on the personal side, but I just need you to understand this first. All right, with a lot of credit unions, especially Navy Federal, they are relationship based. And this is what I mean by relationship based. Okay, you're not a number like if you're with Chase, Wells Fargo, any of these big banks. You know, they're going to really utilize your relationship before anything. So if you're in, good graces with them on the personal side, getting money on the business side is going to be extremely easy. So now we're going to go into part 2, which is the relationship builder checklist. Okay. So before you apply for any type of business credit product, send Navy Federal the right signals for 4 to 6 months. What do I mean by that? Listen to me carefully. Keep your accounts positive with no negative balances. That's crazy that I even have to say that, okay? You have to grow a strong Navy Federal relationship, okay? I get so many clients, so many people in my emails, DMs, and things like that talking about, hey, I'm trying to get $100 million from Navy Federal. And, personal and business, however you want to do it. And I always ask them, like, hey, do you have this checklist down pat? It's like, yeah, I got like $100 in my checking account. And, I'm trying to get, and I'm like, how are you going to do that? And then I always ask them, like, hey, how have your, transaction history been with them? Well, I had chargebacks, I had this and I had that. It's like, you got to clean that up first before you ask them for anything. Because right now you look like that broke person, no disrespect, but you look like that broke person that's always asking for money, but you can never handle yourself, personally. So why in the world would you expect for a banking institution to give you some money to try to help you out? No, you have to clean that first. And it's crazy that I even have to say that. Hey, but it's all good. You live and you learn. I know you're going to fix that, so it's fine. But once you get that in order, the next thing I need you to do is grow a strong personal Navy Federal credit limit. Okay, this is the next thing that you need to do. When it comes to all of your credit limits with Navy Federal, you need to aim for at least 20 to at least $75,000 in a credit limit, okay? Because again, they're going to look at your personal side. So you need to show them that you can handle their personal stuff before they give you any type of business. Don't try to go over to Navy Federal on the business side and you only have a $700 credit limit on the personal side and expect to get $15,000, $20,000, even $30,000, because it might not happen. Now, are there outliers? I'm pretty sure there are. There probably is somebody out there that has a $250, secure credit card with them and they got over $15,000 on the business side. It might be, but are you sure that that's going to happen to you? That's what you're banking on? Just try to fix that. So what I want you to do is try to, if you have any type of, personal credit cards with them with low balances like $2,000, $3,000, $5,000, even $10,000, what I want you to do, if it's time, I want you to go into your portal and I want you to ask for a credit limit increase. And once you ask for a credit limit increase, try to shoot for the stars. Even if it's an astronomical number, the worst that they can do is try to counter offer you, okay? So if you go in there and you ask for, I'm just saying, $50,000 of a credit limit increase, at least they'll give you some type of, hey, we can't give you 50, but we can give you 25. You know, hey, we can't give you 40, but we can definitely give you, you know, $28,000 of a credit boost. All right. So these are the type of things that I want you to do. Again, try to go do it through your portal. Don't try to call in, because I think, if I'm not mistaken, it is going to be a hard pull if you call. But if you do it through the portal, it's going to be a soft pull credit hack. The next thing that we're talking about is utilizing the pledge loan play. Okay. We've all been talking about pledge loans since we were blue in the face. I was talking about it way in the beginning. Again, it is still a credit hack, but it is going to help you with your internal banking points with them. So when you go on the business side, it still looks good. Okay. You're just checking off every box. So if you haven't had one, try to pull out some type of pledge loan that's definitely going to help you with those internal points with them, making them feel good. I don't care if it's $200, $500, pay 95% of it off. Let it sit there. Show them that, you know, you mean business when it comes to utilizing their credit products and making sure that they get their residuals back. Okay. Now, once you have the credit limits, you have the secured loans, you're not having any negative balances. Make sure that you're making daily or monthly deposits in your personal checking account. Okay. Make the account look healthy. All right. Make it look active. Don't let it be a ghost town and then you try to go to the business side and just ask for some money. Okay. Try to put a couple of things in there. Even if you have to transfer, you know, your paycheck from your job and let it go to Navy Federal for a couple of months or something like that. Just show them that you want to be there. You're not going to be a one-time borrower. Okay. Because you want to avoid these mistakes while you can. Don't let balances again go in the negative. Don't stack applications with hard inquiries back to back, because that's another thing that's going to really hinder you, because you're going to look credit hungry. The next thing we're talking about is don't skip out on the pledge loans, and then also have, you know, steady account activity, because with those habits in place, you're already ready to understand why Navy Federal cares so much about your personal credit in the first place. Okay, please understand that. And just to piggyback off of the inquiries, understand that Navy Federal is inquiry sensitive. Okay, so you can't stack up a lot of, you know, inquiries, you know, in the past and expect them to, you know, try to open the floodgates. On the personal side, it is TransUnion. On the business side, it's going to be Experian. So if you've been trying to get certain things, personal business, whatever it is on Experian, you got a bunch of inquiries recently in the last 4 months, you got to clean that up too, or you're going to have to wait at least 4 months before applying. Just letting you know, I don't make the rules. I'm just trying to help you. So you got all that in place. Cool. Now we can get into part 3, which is why your personal credit matters so darn much. The reason why is because for Navy Federal Business Credit, you're going to have the PG, which is personal guarantee. If that's not what you want, you can click off this video now. I'm sorry to tell you, go somewhere else for EIN funding or whatever you're trying to do. But if you're understand that, hey, it's cool to personal guarantee, I'm fine with that, then that means that you're okay with promising to pay if the business cannot pay, because that's the risk that you're going to have to take. So, but because of that promise, your personal credit becomes a very big deal. Okay. So if you pay on time, your business gets stronger. If you miss a payment, it can definitely hurt you personally. So remember, each application can result in a hard inquiry, which can lower your score for a little while. So understand all this information. It's not going to hurt it a lot. You're going to see a couple of points drop, but it's okay. But that's why we space things out with a plan, an action plan, and that's how you're going to move forward. And I always say this in a lot of my videos, you know, when it comes to, you know, running that risk or anything like that, when it comes to, you know, getting capital for your business, again, always understand you're not advocating for yourself. You're advocating for an entity. So if your name is Bob, you're not advocating for Bob. You're advocating for Bob LLC. You're saying this business is the next biggest thing since Tesla, whatever it is, ChatGPT, and I just need capital to get it started. Okay. And if you don't have your ducks in a row, what makes you think that you're going to get any type of funding? Okay. So you got to make sure that everything is in place, including your personal credit. All right. So now that you know why your personal credit matters so much, let's go ahead and lock in the targets to make your approvals more likely to happen, which is part 4, your personal credit targets. Okay. Just by when I applied and when I helped clients apply for Navy Federal, these are what you need to have in pretty much to get approved for whatever you're trying to get approved for. Number 1, you need to make sure that you have a 700 credit score with Experian, because again, that's what they're going to pull on the business side. You don't need to have any new inquiries in the last 4 to 5 months, ladies and gents. This is very, very important. I don't want you to have everything else in place, but you got 4 inquiries, you know, 4 months ago, and then they deny you because of that. You don't want that. That's something that can be avoided. Okay. Because again, Navy Federal is very inquiry sensitive to fresh activity. They don't want none that. They're not a fan of that. The next thing that we're talking about is again, no negatives on your credit report. That means no late payments, charge-offs, collections. The list goes on and on. I do not care how old that negative is. It has to come off because they're going to treat it like it just happened yesterday. Now, with your personal credit dialed in, it's time to start grabbing your first business product and start building that momentum. So this is what we're going to get into in part 5, which is product number 1, the Go Biz credit card. Okay, this is the only credit card that Navy Federal has is in the making of this video, but this is going to be your starter engine. It has a $0 annual fee, and it also has a variable APR that does move with Prime, but you're not going to have to worry about that because, again, we're investing strategically, so you're not going to have to worry about that. The limits. Now, when it comes to the limits, they often range roughly from $5,000 all the way up to, I would say, $30,000 on the business side, okay? So what I mean by that is like, anything after $30,000, that's when Navy Federal starts asking for a little bit more documentation and things like that, depending on your profile, okay? So you want to make sure that you have certain things in order, and you try to kind of stay in that $20,000 to $30,000 range. I have seen somebody get approved for $40,000 without any type of documentation, but I have also seen people where they get to like $35,000, they start asking for like at least 2 years of tax returns. Okay, but I just want to reiterate that. Just, use that information for how you will. Of course, there are no foreign transaction fees, and you can either have the Visa or the MasterCard depending on your preference. Now, once you apply for this, and even if you want of even higher limit than what you already have, you can easily use this credit card, pay it off on time, and then ask for a credit limit increase in at least 3 to 6 months, and you will get a large credit limit increase as well. They shouldn't ask for tax returns. I haven't had that issue with anybody, but if you do everything correctly, you should get at least $15,000 to $25,000 of approval right out the gate. That's the number one thing that will definitely help you. So right then and there, you already have over tens of thousands of dollars on the business side to really help your business scale with capital. And this is just product number 1. So once you get the $15,000 to $25,000 approval, we're going to move into part 6, which is the secured line of credit that Navy Federal offers. Now, you want to think of this business line of credit like a reusable bucket of money. All right, it's a little different from a credit card. You only take what you need, and when you need it, you only pay interest on what you use. That's pretty much how Navy Federal secured business line of credit works. It is revolving, and it often starts around, with some people, $10,000. It does have a variable rate that's tied to Prime, and it does require collateral, okay? This product isn't for everybody, but for my people that definitely qualify, this could definitely help you, okay? It's great for established businesses that have smooth cash flow coming in, that definitely want to use it for growth. It's not going to give you, $100,000, $200,000, $300,000, $400,000, $500,000 in capital, but it's definitely something there. If you want to use, you could just take it off the table. Now, before you apply, you do have to talk to the representative, the lending representative. So be ready, with your application, 2 years of business tax returns and under whatever it is under the current relationship, okay, of the ownership. At least 2 years of personal tax returns as well for all of the owners and guarantors. So like your financial statements, balance sheets, profit and loss statements, your A&R, your A&R aging. I would say like your debt schedule, your personal financial statements, proof of collateral. It says it all on the online as well. And of course, you are going to have the personal guarantee. In my opinion, I think that it's a lot for just a secured line of credit that doesn't go up to $200,000-$300,000 in capital. I don't think that it's worth it. But if you are looking for, just to have something on the side for maybe like a rainy day, that's the only time that you use this will be perfect for you. Again, you don't want to leave nothing on the table if you don't have to. Again, try to make sure if you applied for the Go Biz card, try to space applying for this one out, maybe like at least a month. Or if you're already on the phone with the representative where you got approved, just immediately do it right there. That's how I say do it, okay? All right, so let's go ahead and wrap everything up because I know I gave you a lot of information, but let's just go ahead and sum it up really quick. Make sure that your personal side meets all of the qualifications before going to the business side. So make sure that your checking account, your savings accounts look good. You've utilized pledge loans. You have high limit credit cards on the personal side with them. Making sure that you check all those boxes. Then you can go over to the business side, make sure that your Experian has no inquiries, 700 plus credit score, and then try to apply for the Go Biz credit card first. Try to aim for that $15,000 to $30,000 approval. You should kind of land in that spot if you have the right qualifications. And then after that, what you could do is you can apply, I would say, a month out or immediately right after the Go Biz card, and you can get the business secured line of credit. If you do all of this, I promise you, you're going to get the respectful limits that you're looking for. So if you get $20,000, $25,000, or even $30,000 with the Go Biz card, and you get another $10,000 with the business secured credit, line of credit, you're looking at almost $40,000 in business capital just right there alone with Navy Federal. This can definitely help you scale, and this is definitely going to help you move forward. Now, I know it's a lot of people right there that's saying, man, Eric, that sounds awesome. That sounds great. But, my credit isn't right. I don't want to do this, and this is all I can get is $40,000. I need way more than that. Don't worry, I got you, because what I want you to do right now is click the link below to sign up for a capital consultation with me. Because what I do is I create you an action plan similar to this, but at a different scale to help you get $50,000 to $300,000 in capital. And I will utilize all business connections internally on the banking side to make sure that you get, instead of $30,000, $25,000 approvals, we're looking at $80,000 to $90,000 and even $100,000 approvals in total. So what I want you to do again is click the link below, sign up for that capital consultation, and I'll definitely see you on that call. I want to thank you guys for stopping by. I really hope that this helps one of you guys on the business side. Even if you're just starting, having $35,000, $40,000 in an approval to start off is really flipping good, because I know a lot of people that can't even do that. Again, I want to thank you guys for stopping by, and until next time, ladies and gents.